Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're a first-time viewer, thanks for clicking on this video. If you like it, please leave a comment down below, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. If you are a previous viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I'm really excited about today's content. I'm going to be giving you guys some really good tips and advice on how to quit your job if you are really unhappy at it, and then also on how to land your most ideal job, your dream job, the perfect job for you. So I'm gonna kind of tell you guys how I went about my situation and really how I landed the perfect job. I hope you guys find this content useful and enjoyable, and like I said, leave a comment down below and subscribe if you enjoy. Thanks. So the first thing I'm going to be discussing with you guys is how to quit your job if you're really unhappy. The first tip I have for you guys is to write everything down. So this is what I did first. I literally made a list of all of the pros and the cons of my current job. You know, if I stayed there, this was how I was feeling. I wrote all of those things down. These were the benefits, the negatives, all of that good stuff. It's really important to do this because if you keep everything up in your head, it's just kind of scattered there and it's gonna stress you out more, and then you don't really know how you're feeling. So putting your feelings down on paper can really help. The second tip I have for you guys is to ask yourself, is this something you can overcome? So what you're feeling, whatever's going on at work, you really need to decide if this is something you can get past, if it's something you can fix, make better, get better at, whatever it is. If it's not something you can overcome, I think that's a really big factor in this decision, because my next tip is going to be to ask yourself, is this something you see yourself doing in the future? I think this is a really important question to ask. It's kind of a no-brainer, obviously, but I think it's important because you don't want to waste so much of your time at a young age if you're really unhappy at this job, and if it's something you just don't see yourself doing, if it's something you don't enjoy, you shouldn't keep going on with it longer and longer, because that will also hold you back from other opportunities that you could potentially be taking advantage of. The next tip I have for you guys, the fourth tip, after you go through and write all of your feelings down about why you're feeling this way, how you're feeling, after you've evaluated and thought about, hey, can I overcome this situation? Is this something I see myself doing long term? The next step is going to be to confront the situation. You have to stop being afraid. Obviously, this is not an easy thing to do. I had so much anxiety about this building up. I couldn't handle it. It just came down to it, and I was like, you know what? I know how I feel. I know I don't enjoy this job, and I can't see myself doing it any longer. So I had to just confront the situation and just be straight up and not waste any more time. And I think that is very, very important, because you never want to leave a bad impression, which is my fifth tip for you guys, is to never leave a bad impression. So being straight up with your boss and confronting the situation, they will appreciate that more than you maybe, being dishonest and then not showing up to work anymore, so on and so forth, because things like that will start to happen if you just stay at a job that you're miserable at. You may stop going to work, not showing up, coming in late, and that just doesn't look good. You always want to leave a good impression, be honest, don't waste anyone's time. So those are my 5 tips on how to confront the situation and quit the job that you're really unhappy at. These are steps that I took, and it worked out really well for me because I had just felt a ton of weights lift off my shoulder after I had done all of these things. Just getting my thoughts out, evaluating the situation, and recognizing that I was really unhappy and I needed to do something about it. So just confronting the situation, being honest, is always the best thing to do. So that's how I quit my job that I was totally miserable at, and it was the best thing I've ever done. Because the next thing I'm gonna get into with you guys is how to land your dream job. So I say dream job because the job I have right now is hopefully not something I'll be doing forever, but I do see myself doing it for a very long time and I really enjoy it. Not to mention, it was exactly the job I was looking for to a T. So I'm gonna tell you guys really what I did to make that happen, because these kinds of things you really have to just have confidence and speak it into existence and make it happen. So how to land your dream job. The first tip I have for you guys, this is really important. You have to stay active, you have to stay positive, and you need to be patient. This is really important because obviously I was so unhappy. I quit my job before I had another one. So I knew I need to stay active and I need to be positive, and it's gonna take some time. Obviously, to find a new job, it's not gonna happen overnight. You have to be patient. The second tip I have for you guys is gonna be to update your resume. So actually, I was doing this as I was in the process of quitting my job. This is so important because the last time you sat down and wrote up your resume, you've probably acquired many new skills and experience since then. So this is super important. Get your resume updated and get it out there to people. Start job searching. Get online and really think about the job that you want, what's going to make you happy, what do you want to do. And again, it's really good to write these things down. The third tip I have for you guys is going to be to evaluate. Like I said, evaluate your skill set and experience, write those things down. That's my third tip. You need to evaluate these things because you're putting it on your resume for everyone to see. So you need to make sure these things are accurate. You never want to be dishonest about the things that you can and can't do, because that will come back to haunt you. Never be dishonest on your resume about something you're proficient in, because they'll probably ask you about it. So get that resume updated, write everything down, evaluate your new skill sets and your experience, and really get it out there to people. Because my fourth tip for you guys is going to be to get on LinkedIn. If you do not have a LinkedIn, you need one, especially if you're looking for a new job, if you have a professional career, whatever it is. LinkedIn is great. You can connect with so many people, and it's like a resume on steroids. I mean, people can see your face. You can put, what applications you're proficient in, what projects you've accomplished, where you went to school, your education, where you've worked, everything. And you can connect with people everywhere from different companies, whether it's people you know, people you've mutual friends with. It's a really great platform. So I'm not going to get into super detail about LinkedIn and how to use it and everything like that, but look it up. It's really great, because that's actually how I landed my job. It was a job I applied for on LinkedIn. I never thought I was gonna get this job. I was like, these people are not gonna call me back. It was like, an awesome company. I wanted this job so bad, and I ended up getting it. So get on LinkedIn and I promise you, you will find a job. My next tip for you guys is going to be, once you do have your LinkedIn, if you already have one, whatever it is to keep that LinkedIn updated. So me personally, every time, I don't get new jobs often, but when I do, I make sure I put that new position on my LinkedIn and I add, my experience, my skill sets, any applications I've learned how to use. I put all of that on there. So LinkedIn, you can upload your resume, upload a cover letter, everything. You can put a new picture on there. It's really good to have a nice headshot. That looks good. So keep your profile updated. That's really important. So my sixth tip for you guys on how to land your dream job is to be persistent. So like I said before, my first tip for you guys was to stay active, be positive, and to be patient. This goes along with being persistent because it can take time. So you really need to stay consistent, keep getting your resume out there to people, keep pushing it out there to those jobs that you want and the types of jobs that you want people to recognize you for. And people will start to reach out to you. Me personally, it was kind of a hard time because I had quit my job right before Christmas, right before the holidays. So a lot of people weren't working around that time. So I was putting my resume out, putting it out, and I was not getting anything back. So I'm what is going on? you know, so it can be a little discouraging at times, but you have to stay with it. People are gonna call you, people are gonna reach out, and eventually it happened to me. Like I said, I landed the job I never thought I was gonna land, and the lady called me one night, left a message, said they wanted me to come in for an interview, and I was like, oh my gosh. I called her back right away. Definitely get back to people, you know, in a timely manner. That looks good too. Having good communication skills is very important. My last tip is going to be to speak it into existence. So this goes along with the confidence. You have to be confident and just tell yourself that it's gonna happen. Like when I got that interview, first of all, I never thought I was gonna get it, and then I got it, and I was just like, I'm getting this job. No matter what, I'm getting this job. So just have the confidence, speak it into existence. Like it's going to happen if you want it bad enough. So those are really all of the tips I have for you guys. That's how I went about quitting my job that I was really unhappy at, and how I got the most ideal job that I was looking for. And I couldn't ask for more right now. Like, I am so happy. So my main advice for you guys is, if you are unhappy, quit your job, go get a new job. You will not regret it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you enjoyed this content, please leave a comment down below, subscribe. I will have more content coming, and I cannot wait. Thanks for tuning in.